So, good afternoon to each and everyone. So, we will discuss today the results years at the Ateneo Municipal College de Manila, Module 5. So, let's start with the first slide. Pakibasa po. Pakibasa po.
Ako po, sir.
Ako na.
Sige, kahit sino.
Four months after the martyrdom of Gomburza, and with Doña Chudora still in prison, Jose, who had not yet celebrated his 11th birthday, was sent to Manila.
Okay, so Jose Rizal's early education amid struggles. So, 4 months after the martyrdom of Gomburza and while his mother, Doña Teodora, was unjustly imprisoned. So the young man, Jose Rizal, not yet 11, was sent to Binyan, Laguna. So he studied under Justiniano Aquino Cruz. Despite personal hardships, Rizal's early education in Binyan laid the groundwork for his intellectual growth and future role as a national hero. Okay, next slide please. Pakibasa, anyone? Volunteer?
Ako na.
Okay.
In 1872, after the martyrdom of Gomburza, Jose went to the Ateneo Municipal de Manila, a college that was managed by the Jesuits in Manila. The Jesuit ideas and ideals of education attracted the sons of prominent Filipino families. He studied there for 5 years until he obtained a Bachelor of Arts degree with the highest honors that entitled him to enroll in a university.
Okay, so that's Jose Rizal's education at Ateneo Municipal. So in 1872, following the martyrdom of Gumburza, Jose Rizal enrolled at the Ateneo Municipal de Manila. So a Jesuit-run institution known for its rigorous education and appeal to prominent Filipino families. So over 5 years, Rizal excelled academically, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree with the highest honors, which qualified him for university studies. So this period marked the beginning of his distinguished academic journey. Okay, next po. Pakibasa.
Es Escuela Pia Charity School, a formerly named of Ateneo, a school for poor boys in Manila which was established by the city government in 1817.
Okay, thank you. So Escuela Pia, the precursor to Ateneo Municipal. So the Ateneo Municipal de Manila, where Jose Rizal later studied. So it was originally known as Escuela Pia or Charity School. So it is established in 1817 by the Manila City Government. It was created to provide education for poor boys. So over time, it evolved into a prestigious institution managed by the Jesuits, offering quality education to both prominent and deserving students. Okay, next please. Pakibasa po, anyone? Okay, Ma'am Jovi.
Rizal enters the Ateneo. On June 10, 1872, Rizal, accompanied by Pasiano, went to Manila, took an entrance exam at the College of San Juan de Letran of the following. At the College of San Juan de Letran on the following. Number 1 is Christian doctrine. The second one is arithmetic, and the third one is reading. His father changed his mind and decided to send him to Ateneo Municipal instead.
Okay, thank you po for that. So, Rizal enters Ateneo Municipal. So, on June 10, 1872, Jose Rizal traveled to Manila with his brother Pasiano to begin his formal education. So, he initially took entrance exam in Christian doctrine, arithmetic, and reading at the College of San Juan de Letran. However, his father later decided to enroll him at the Ateneo Municipal de Manila, a Jesuit-run institution known for its discipline and rigorous education. So this decision proved pivotal in shaping Rizal's intellectual and moral character. So it sets the foundation for his future accomplishments. So that's all. We will move on to the next reporter, please.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Father Margin Ferrando, the college registrar at Ateneo de Manila, initially refused to admit Jose Rizal for two reasons. Number one, he was late for registration because Rizal arrived late for the registration period, which was a common requirement at the time. The second one is he was sickly and undersized for his age. Rizal was 11 years old, but through the aid of Manuel Ceres Burgos, he was the accepted in Ateneo. It says that one of the reasons is physical appearance. Ferrando considered Rizal to be sickly and undersized for his age, which is 11 years old, raising concerns about his ability to withstand the rigorous academic and physical demands of the school. But despite these initial obstacles, Rizal was eventually admitted to Ateneo thanks to intervention of Manuel Ceres Burgos, a friend of the Rizal family. The next one is the Jose was the first of his family to adopt the surname Rizal. He registered his name at Ateneo because their family name Mercado had come under suspicion of the Spanish authorities. Sabi dito, Jose Rizal, the renowned Filipino hero, was the first member of his family to adopt the surname Rizal. This decision was made due to the growing suspicion of Spanish authorities towards the Rizal family's original surname, Mercado. He registered this name at Ateneo because their family name, Mercado, had come under suspicion of Spanish authorities. The adoption, when Rizal enrolled at Ateneo de Manila, he officially registered under the surname Rizal, served as a strategic move to distance himself and his family from scrutiny of Spanish authorities, who were increasingly monitoring the activities of individuals suspected of anti-colonial sentiment. The adoption of surname Rizal and its registration at Ateneo symbolized Rizal's growing awareness of the political climate and his willingness to take proactive steps to protect himself and his family. It also highlights the importance of identity and self-representation in navigating a complex and potentially dangerous social and political landscape. Pakibasa po. Kahit tingin na.
Don Francisco, who first wanted Rizal to study at Letran, changed his mind and decided to send him to Ateneo. Instead, his supposed entrance to Ateneo Municipal, which became Ateneo de Manila later, was first rejected by Father Magin Fernando, the college registrar, because Rizal was late for registration and was sickly and undersized for his age 11 years. However, his brother Pasiano, a former aide of martyred Father Jose Burgos, pleaded to Manuel Cerex Burgos to intercede. At last. Jose Rizal, his registered name at Ateneo, was admitted to the school but was assigned to sit at the last row of the class.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Christine. It is the Don Francisco's decision and Rizal's admission to Ateneo. Initially, Don Francisco, Rizal's father, intended to send him to Letran College. However, he later changed his mind and decided to enroll Rizal at Ateneo Municipal, later known as Ateneo de Manila. Just like what I said kanina, upon arrival, Rizal faced initial difficulties in securing admission. Father Magin Fernando, the college registrar, rejected his application due to two reasons, which is yung kanina. One, late registration, and two, for his sickly and undersized for his age. But despite these obstacles, Rizal brother Pasiano, a former aide of martyred Father Jose Burgos, pleaded with Manuel Ceres Burgos to intervene. With Burgos' help, Rizal was eventually admitted to Ateneo, although he was assigned to sit at the last row of the class. The next one is Rizal boarded a house on Catholic Street, which was owned by Spinster Titay. Rizal boarded her house to collect part of the 300 pesos debt of Titay.
Dako ko ah!
During his time in Calamba, Jose Rizal briefly boarded at a house on Catholic Street owned by a spinster named Titay. Rizal's purpose for staying at Titay's house was to collect a portion of a 300 debt owed to him. This episode provides a glimpse into Rizal's financial situation and his resourcefulness in managing his finances. And it also highlights the social connections and interactions that Rizal had with the local community in Calamba. The next slide. Students at the Ateneo were divided into two groups. The Roman Empire consisting of the internos or borders and the Carthaginians Empire composed of externos, which is non-borders. The students wore a school uniform consisted of hem, fabric trouser, and striped cotton coat. During Rizal's time at Ateneo, the students were divided into two groups. Roman Empire, composed of the internos borders, and Carthaginian Empire, composed of external borders. Each group had its own flag, with the Roman Empire represented by a red flag and the Carthaginian Empire by a blue flag. Next reporter.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Rizal's first professor at Ateneo was Father Jose Beach. At first, Rizal was an externo, a Carthaginians occupying the end of the line, but after a month, he became the emperor, the brightest pupil in the in the class and was awarded a religious picture as a prize, the first prize he ever won at the Ateneo. Sinasabi dito na si Rizal ay ang first professor niya ay si Father Josevich. Sa una, siya ay isang externo. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya kasama sa mga regular na estudyante at siya ay nasa pinakahuling pwesto. But after a month, he became the emperor o ang pinakamagaling sa klase. Dahil dito, nakakuha siya ng premyo sa Ateneo at ang nakuha niyang premyo ay isang larawan ng relihiyon. Next slide po. During the second term at Ateneo, he only placed second in rank because he resented some of the remarks of his professor, although all his grades were still marked excellent. Sa ikalawang termino ni Rizal sa Ateneo, he only placed second in rank because he resented some of the remarks of his professor, although all his grades were still marked excellent. Rizal returned to Calamba in March 1873 for summer vacation. Pero hindi niya na-enjoy ang bakasyon dahil ang kanyang ina ay nakabilanggo. To cheer his sadness, Neneng Saturnina, which is his sister, brought him to Tanwan. At the end of summer vacation in 1873, Rizal returned to Manila to enroll in a second-year term. Pumili siya ng boarding house sa loob ng Intramuros sa number 6 Magallanes Street sa bahay ni Doña Pepang, isang matandang balo. His schooling ended in 1877 when he graduated with the highest honor in all his subjects. Next slide po. Jesuit system of education. Ang Jesuit, meaning this emphasizes the view that each person is a unique creation of God. Next slide po. The characteristic of Jesuit education. It was more advanced than other colleges. It trained the character of students by rigid discipline and religious instruction. It promoted physical culture, humanities, scientific studies. It offered courses leading to degree of Bachelor of Arts and vocational in agriculture, commerce, mechanism, and surveying. The student hear mass in the morning before the beginning of the daily classes in every subject were open and closed with prayers. Next slide po. Sa sistema ng edukasyon ng Ateneo at mga Jesuit schools, mayroong isang ranking system para sa estudyante na parang isang military hierarchy. Una na dito ang emperor. The best students in each empire, which is the first pinakamagaling na estudyante sa klase o tinatawag nilang empire. Siya ang pinakamataas sa ranggo at itinuturing na pinakamahusay sa lahat ng aspeto mula sa akademiko hanggang sa moral na pamumuhay. Second is tribune, which is ang pangalawang pinakamahusay na estudyante sa klase. Bagamat man hindi siya ang nangunguna, siya pa rin ay itinuturing na isang leader at isa sa pinakamagaling sa klase. The third one is decurion, ikatlong pinakamuhusay na estudyante. Ang ranggong Ang ranggong ito ay nagpapakita ng mataas na antas ng pagganap, but hindi pa rin niya maabot ang ranggo ng emperor at tribune. The fourth one is the centurion, ikaapat na pinakamahusay na estudyante. Mas mataas na pagganap pa rin ngunit hindi kasing taas ng naunang ranggo. The last one, the fifth best, stand-bearer, ang ikalimang pinakamuhusay na estudyante. Bagamat isa siya sa mga top students, siya ang huling ranggo ng hierarchy ng mga mag-aaral. Ang sistemang ito ay nagpo-promote ng kompetisyon at disiplina sa estudyante na naghihikayat sa kanila na magsikap at maging mahusay sa lahat ng aspeto ng kanilang buhay, hindi lang sa akademiko, kundi na rin sa kanilang moral na pag-uugali. Next reporter po.
Okay. The students wore a uniform which consisted of hemp fabric trousers or straight trouser cotton coat. The coat material was called rayadillo, which later became famous because it was the later adopted as the uniform of the Filipino troops during the days of the First Philippine Republic. Next slide po. Okay, Rizal's first year in Ateneo in 1872-1873. Ma'am, next slide po. Okay. Father Husbeck was Rizal's first professor in Ateneo, whom to describe as the tall, thin man with a body slightly bent forward, a harried walk, and athletic face, severe and inspired. Small, deep sunken eyes, a sharp nose that was almost Greek, and thin lips forming an arc whose end fell toward the chin. Father Husbeck, siya yung first na professor ni Jose Rizal in Ateneo, whom is described as a tall, thin man with a body slightly bent forward, a harried walk, and athletic face, severe and inspired, small, deep sunken eyes, a sharp nose that was almost Greek, and thin lips forming an arc whose ends fell towards the chin. Si Father Josebek po is siya po yung ni-recognize or siya yung first professor ni Rizal sa Ateneo nung siya ay first year pa lamang. Siya ay dinidescribe ni Rizal as na matangkad, na payat, na medyo kuba, at kung mawawari po, according kay Rizal, ay siya raw, si Father Josebek daw po is parang mayroong lahi or parang mayroong Greek features po. Next slide po. Rizal was placed at the bottom of the class. He progressed rapidly, and at the end of the month, he became an emperor. To improve his Spanish, Rizal took private lessons in Santa Isabel College during the noon recesses. He paid 3 pesos for those extra Spanish lessons, but it was money well spent. Nung si Rizal po ay nag-aral po sa Ateneo, pagpasok niya lamang po is nakita niya po ang mga estudyante po na punong-puno po. Nakita niya po ang isang classroom na punong-puno po ng mga estudyante, kaya siya po ay pinalagay or pinaupo sa likuran or sa bottom of the class. Pero mayroon pong mga nagsasabi na si Rizal daw po ay pinaupo sa kaduluduluhang parte ng classroom na yun is dahil hindi raw po siya magaling mag-Espanyol at siya po ay baguhan pa lamang. Yun po. At sabi rin po dito, he progressed rapidly at the end of the month, he became an emperor. Sabi nga po ng last reporter natin kanina na pag narinig natin ang word na emperor sa Ateneo po, ito po yung pinaka-highest rank or highest award sa klase ng panahon nila Rizal. At para po mag-improve sa Spanish si Rizal, naghanap po siya or nagpunta po siya sa Santa Isabel College habang siya po ay nagre-recess or break time po nila sa Ateneo, at siya po ay nagbabayad ng 3 pesos or 3 sa Spanish lesson nila. Next slide po. He did not try hard enough to retain academic supremacy in the second half of his first year in Ateneo because he resented some remarks of his professor. He placed second at the end of the year, although his grades were marked excellence. After daw po nung after po nung first sem po nila Rizal, after po nung first sem po nila Rizal is hindi po siya nasiyahan or hindi po siya nagandahan sa grado niya kahit naman daw po is excellence po ang grado niya sa kanyang mga instructor, sa kanyang mga professor. Marami pong nagsasabi na hindi raw totoo na hindi gusto ni Rizal ang grado niya noon. Ngunit marami din pong nagsasabi na si Rizal daw po is parang ayaw niya po kasi parang nakukulangan pa daw siya. Okay, next slide po. Next reporter po yung summer vacation.
Summer Vacation 1872. Next slide po. He returned to Calamba at the end of the school year. He did not enjoy his vacation because his mother was in prison. His sister Saturnina brought him to Tanawan. This did not cure his melancholy. He went to Santa Cruz and visited his mother in prison. Without telling his father, he told her of his brilliant grades at Ateneo, and his mother gladly embraced him. He returned to Manila for his second year term in Ateneo. Okay, so after Rizal finished his first year at Ateneo, he went back to Calamba. But his vacation wasn't fun at all. Why? Kasi nakulong yung nanay niya para ma-cheer up si Rizal. Para ma-cheer up si Rizal, dinala siya ng ate niyang si Nina sa Tanawan. Pero kahit yon, hindi pa rin siya masaya. Feeling sad, pumunta si Rizal sa Santa Cruz para dalawin yung nanay niya sa kulungan nang walang paalam sa tatay niya. Kwento niya sa nanay niya na nakakuha siya ng magagandang grade sa Ateneo. Sobrang saya ng nanay niya kaya niyakap niya si Rizal. Next slide. Next slide. Thank you. When the summer vacation ended, Rizal returned to Manila for his second. When the summer vacation ended, Rizal returned to Manila for his second year term in Ateneo. This time, he boarded in number 6 Magallanes Street. His landlady named Doña Pepay. So, nung time na yun, tumuloy siya sa isang boarding house sa number 6 Magallanes Street. Nung tinuloy niya yung second year niya sa Ateneo. Next slide. Second year in Ateneo, 1873 to 1874. Next slide. He repented having neglected his grades the previous year because he was offended by teachers' remarks. He studied harder to regain his lost leadership, and once more he became emperor. He received excellent grades in all subjects in gold medal. At the end of the school year, he returned to Calamba with such scholastic honors for summer vacation. So Rizal realized his mistake from the previous year. Na-realize niya na nagkamali siya nung hindi siya nag-aral ng mabuti kasi nagalit siya sa teacher niya. So this time, nag-aral talaga siya ng mabuti. Gusto niyang maibalik yung dating pwesto niya bilang emperador. Sa klase, alam niyo ba na nag-excel siya? So nakakuha siya ng matataas na grade sa lahat ng subjects niya at the end of the school year. Binigyan pa siya ng gold medal. Kaya naman umuwi si Rizal sa Calamba, proud na proud dahil sa mga achievements niya. Yun lang.
Prophecy of Mother's Release. Ma'am, next slide. Ma'am, next slide. Rizal lost no time in going to Santa Cruz in order to visit his mother in the provincial jail. He cheered up Doña Teodora's lonely heart with news of his scholastic triumphs and with funny tales about his professors and fellow students. Doña Teodora told her son about her dream, and Rizal, interpreting the dream, told her that she would be released from prison in 3 months. His prophecy became true, and barely 3 months passed, Doña Teodora was set free. So, nung malaman ni Rizal na nakulong yung kanyang ina, pumunta siya agad sa Santa Cruz para bisitahin ito. Gusto niyang pasayahin, i-comfort yung nanay niya, kaya nagkwento siya ng tungkol sa mga tagumpay niya sa pag-aaral. Ito yung nagbigay kay Doña Teodora ng pag-asa. Ikwento ni Doña Teodora ang kanyang panaginip at ipinaliwanag naman ni Rizal yung ibig sabihin nito. Sinabi niya sa kanyang ina na makakalaya siya sa loob ng 3 buwan. Pagkalipas ng 3 buwan, naging totoo yung sinabi ni Rizal na pinalaya si Doña Teodora mula sa bilangguan. Ma'am, next slide. Doña Teodora, happily back in Calamba, was more proud of his son Jose, who she compares to youthful Joseph in the Bible in his ability to interpret dreams. So, nakikita nila si Jose Doña Teodora sees the same gift in her son Jose, recognizing his intelligence and ability to understand and explain things. She believes that he has the potential to achieve great things just like Joseph. Ma'am, next slide. Dr. Fyodor Jagur, a German scientist traveler who visited the Philippines in 1859 to 1860, who wrote Travels in the Philippines. So siya si Dr. Fyodor Jagur na isa siyang German scientist at isa siyang traveler na bumisita sa Pilipinas. Kilala siya dahil sa libro niya na Travels in the Philippines. Dito sa aklat niya, dito niya inilarawan yung mga naging karanasan niya sa Pilipinas nung bumisita siya, pati na rin yung paglalakbay niya sa iba't ibang lugar, pati na rin yung pakikipag-ugnayan niya sa mga Pilipino. Naisulat niya rin dito yung mga naging observation niya sa kultura at pamumuhay ng mga Pilipino. Next po, ma'am. Third year in Ateneo. Next reporter po.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jefferson P. Jacob. Kindly raise your hand na lang po if you want to read the slide po, everyone. Okay, so wala po. Despite the family happiness of the release of his mother, he did not make an excellent showing in his studies as in the previous year. His grades remained excellent in all subjects, but he won only one medal in Latin. Ultimately, while his grades remained excellent, the change in his circumstances could have slightly influenced his performance in areas requiring additional effort, such as competing for multiple medals. Next slide po. Kindly raise your hand po if you want to read this slide po, everyone. Ma'am Tasha.
He failed to win the medal in Spanish because his spoken Spanish was not fluent. He was beaten by a Spaniard who naturally could speak Spanish with fluency and with the right accent. At the end of his school year, he returned to Calamba for the summer vacation, and he himself was not impressed of his scholastic work.
In summary, his disappointment stemmed not from a lack of academic excellence, but from unmet personal expectations and a recognition of his limitations in spoken Spanish. This reflects his competitive spirit and drive for perfection. Next slide po, ma'am. The fourth year in Ateneo, 1875 to 1876. During the academic year 1875-1876, Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero, completed his fourth year of studies at the Ateneo Municipal de Manila. This period marked significant achievements and experiences that further shaped his academic and personal development. Rizal went back to Manila for his fourth-year course after a happy summer vacation, and on June 16, 1875, Rizal became an interno in Ateneo. Rizal's transition to being an interno signified a critical stage in his journey toward academic and personal maturity, setting the stage for his continued success. Next slide po. Padre Francisco de Paula Sanchez, a great educator and scholar, one of Rizal's professors who inspired him to study under and to write poetry. Father Sanchez played a significant role in shaping Rizal's literary and academic achievements, leaving a lasting impression on the young scholar's life and aspirations. Rizal described this Jesuit professor as model of uprightness, earnestness, and love for the advancement of his pupil. Rizal's high regard for Father Sanchez reflects the deep respect he had for educators who were committed to the holistic development of their students. Next slide po, ma'am. Rizal described this Jesuit professor as number one model of uprightness. It reflects a genuine inner commitment to good character and moral responsibility. This person's actions inspired trust and admiration, encouraging others to adopt similar high standards in their own lives. Number two, earnestness refers to a sincere and intense conviction or dedication towards something, reflects a deep commitment to what they are doing. showing they care deeply and take their responsibilities or beliefs seriously. The last one is love for the advancement of his pupils. Such a teacher celebrates each student's progress and works tirelessly to create an environment that fosters learning and confidence. Inspired by Father Sanchez, he topped all his classmates in all subjects and won 5 medals at the end of the school term. Next reporter po.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, andito na po tayo sa last year ni Rizal in Ateneo, which is in 1876 to 1877. Next slide, Ma'am Darian. So, dito sa last year ni Rizal, he finished his last year in a blaze of glory. He obtained the highest grades in all subjects. He was the most brilliant Athenian of his time. He was truly the pride of Jesus. So dito sa last year ni Rizal in Ateneo, masasabi nga talaga natin na isang huwarang at matalinong anak si Rizal. Dahil sa dami ng mga pinagdaanan ni Rizal ay nag-stood up siya bilang isang huwarang anak sa kahit na-experience niya na ang kanyang mother ay nasa prison while he is studying. And then, sa pagtatapos ni Rizal or sa huling taon ni Rizal sa Ateneo ay siya ang nakakuha ng highest grade sa lahat ng kanyang subjects. And tinagurian siyang pinaka-brilliant, matalino sa kanyang year. And tinagurian nga talaga siyang the pride of Jesus. Next slide, ma'am. So dito, after his graduation, Rizal, who was then 16 years old, experienced his first romance. So alam naman po natin na may first love or first romance si Rizal, which is nangyari po pala ito pagka-graduate niya. And then, hindi natin inasahan na si Rizal ay naka-experience siya ng painful about sa kanyang first romance, which comes to nearly all adolescents. The girl was Segunda Katigbak. So, we all know na si Segunda Katigbak ang first love or first romance ni Rizal. Si Segunda Katigbak ay isang magandang babae na 14 years old na isang Batangueña from Lipa. But it was hopeless since the very beginning because Segunda Katigbak was already engaged na to be married na rin sa kanyang townmate, which is si Manuel Luz. So Rizal, for all his artistic and intellectual prowess, was a shy and timid lover. So Segunda Katigbak had manifested by insinuation and deeds her affection to him, but he timidly failed to purpose. So ayun, masasabi nga talaga nating painful ang naging experience ni Rizal sa kanyang first romance. Siyempre kahit sino naman, yung first love mo is hindi mo inaasahang engaged na pala, to be married na pala sa ibang man, ibang lalaki. So, ayon ang kanyang na-experience ni Rizal after his graduation. Next slide, Ma'am Darian. So, the last one among his remarkable achievements at the Ateneo Municipal College de Manila ay andito ang mga sumusunod na kanyang naging remarkable achievements or experience ni Rizal. So una dito, he produced 2 sculptural pieces carved in Baticulin. One was the figure of Our Lady, and the other was the image of Sacred Heart. So familiar naman tayo dito sa Sacred Heart. And then, these works of art are still preserved in the Ateneo Library. So, until now pala is nakapreserve pa rin ang mga artworks or sculptural pieces ni Rizal sa Ateneo Library. So the second one is the importance of education was the primary theme of his early poems while he was a student at the Ateneo Municipal College de Manila. So, ang mga ito ay through education, the country receives light. And the second one is the intimate alliance between and good education. So, ang panghuling remarkable achievements ni Rizal is his literary and academic excellence qualified him for membership in 2 prestigious societies at the Ateneo Municipal College de Manila, which are the Academic of Spanish Literature and the Academic of Natural Sciences. So, itong mga academies were exclusive societies which welcome as members only Athenians who were gifted in literature and sciences. He later became prefect of the Academy of Spanish. So masasabi nga talaga nating maraming naging experience ni Rizal sa Ateneo and marami talaga siyang achievements at natutunan din sa kanyang pag-aaral dito. At yun lamang po ang aming ere-report sa module na ito, which is module 5. And thank you po. And we are the Group 1 reporters.